Heartburn isn't just discomfort. It can scar your esophagus, wreck your sleep, and follow you into the day. Have you ever done everything right? Antacids, avoiding spicy food, even a PPI, and it still came back? Here's the twist most people never hear. For many, reflux isn't about too much acid. It's a valve problem. The lower esophageal sphincter, the small muscle that should seal the doorway to your esophagus, relaxes when it should not. If the valve keeps leaking, the bone finds its way back even when you mute the acid. Let's make this practical from the start. If you lie on your left side, raise your body about 6 inches and take 10 slow belly breaths. Most people feel relief within a minute. That's gravity and your diaphragm teaming up to help the valve stay shut. We don't just chase acids, we train the valve. Keep that move in your back pocket. We will return to it. Now, find your pattern. If coffee or mint makes it worse, your valve is relaxing. If tight waistbands or heavy dinner sets it off, pressure is pushing acid up. If you eat clean but lie down soon after, gravity is losing. Different triggers, same root cause, a valve that can be retrained. For me, it was fried food and coffee. For my mother, late dinners and going straight to bed. Simply leaving a gap before sleep changed everything. Heartburn doesn't discriminate. Pregnancy, age, extra weight, and stress all stack the odds. That's why symptom-only fixes fall short. PPIs can help short-term, but they don't retrain the valve, and the long-term use has trade-offs. Here's where we are going. You will live with a rapid relief reset you can use anywhere. A 3-minute routine that strengthens the valve, and 2 numbers that cut reflex tonight. 3 hours between your last bite and lying down, and 6 inches of elevation when you sleep. We will go beyond the usual playbook into lesser known science-backed strategies, add prevention plans for pregnancy, aging, and central weight, and build your personal GERD pattern map in the Gutsphere app so you can predict and prevent flares instead of guessing. Everything here is evidence-based. Sources are in the description. And a reminder, this is educational, not medical care. Use it to understand your body and take informed next steps with your clinician. I am Bimal, founder of Gutsphere, and I have lived with GI issues for years. Constipation, hemorrhoids, fissures, the pain, and the runaround. Gutsphere brings gastroenterologist, nutritionist, physiotherapist, sleep specialist, and psychologist together so the advice you hear turns into daily tools you can actually use. If clarity and control are what you're after, you're right in the right place. If this already makes you feel seen, please consider subscribing. It helps us reach the person who's still up with heartburn at 2 a.m. Let's get the mechanics right. Because once they click, the fixes finally make sense. Acid burns only when it escapes. The problem isn't how acidic your stomach is, it's how often reflux events happen and how long acid lingers on the esophagus. 4 forces push reflux the wrong way. As I named them, pick your main suspects. Number 1, relaxers, coffee, chocolate, alcohol, mint, and certain medications that tell the valve to loosen. That's why peppermint can soothe the stomach yet worsen heartburn. Number 2, pressure. Large or high-fat meals, tight waistbands, slouching after eating, lifting after dinner, and increased abdominal fat. Pregnancy does the same, which is why the 3rd trimester is reflux season. Number 3, timing and position. When you eat and how you lie down soon after a meal and you remove gravity from the equation. At night, you also make less saliva and swallow less, so acid clears more slowly. Number 4, clearance and sensitivity. Slow stomach emptying, low daytime movement, and stress-driven shallow breathing, all slow clearance. A sensitive esophagus can feel severe burn from small escape events. Before we build a plan, let's retire 3 myths quickly. Myth number 1. More acids, more heartburn. Not necessarily. You need acid to digest food. If the valve is competent, acid stays where it belongs. Myth 2. If milk or antacid helps, I fixed it. You neutralized the acid for a moment. You did not stop the escape events. Myth 3. PPIs cure reflux. They lower acid and can be essential short-term, but they don't train the valve or address pressure, timing, or clearance. So what closes the path? A multidisciplinary plan. 6 lenses, 1 goal. To strengthen what keeps acid down, that is valve plus diaphragm. Reduce what forces it up, pressure and late heavy meals. And use gravity timing to your advantage and improve clearance. From gastroenterology, you will use left side sleeping and head of the bed elevation to reduce the pressure gradient across valve. Smaller, earlier dinners to speed emptying. Alginate after meals to form a right raft that seals the esophagus. And if regurgitation persists, a conversation about hiatal hernia because medical issues need tailored plans. From nutrition, you will shift calories earlier, keep dinner lighter, and build balanced plates, protein, non-starchy vegetables, modest fat. Coffee, chocolate, alcohol, and mint are common relaxers. You will test swaps like earlier, decaf, non-mint gum, or smaller pores and log what actually changes your nights. From the Ayurveda or Eastern lens, you will cool the evening meal. Cucumber, fennel, cilantro, mild yogurt, lightly cooked vegetables, and go easy on chilies, vinegar, and deep fried dishes at night. Warm, not scalding water supports digestion without stoking upward heat. From physiotherapy, you'll stack ribs over pelvis after meals, loosen the waistband, take a gentle 5-minute walk, and practice diaphragmatic breathing so the valve gets daily reps with its teammates, the diaphragm. From psychology and stress, you will lower arousal before dinner with 60 to 90 seconds of slow nasal breaths and slightly longer exhales. Eat away from screens, pause between bites, and finish with a brief walk. Calmer systems, fewer escape events. And from sleep medicine, you will enforce the leverage moves, a 3-hour gap between the last bite and beds, 6 inches of elevation, and left side if you lie down. These 3 change the night more than any single food rule. Now let's turn that framework into moves that you can feel tonight. Next, we'll turn it into actions, the rapid relief reset, 3-minute valve routine, 7 daily habits that lock gains, smart add-ons like alginate and positional therapy, and tailored tweaks for pregnancy, aging, and central weight. And also the safety check and a balanced take on PPIs and your closing blueprint. Let's start with a simple reset. If a flare is building after a meal, roll to your left side. Keep your upper body about 6 inches higher than your hips and take 10 slow belly breaths. That one combination harnesses gravity and the diaphragm together. While you are there, loosen anything tight at the waist. Sit or stand tall and take a gentle 5-minute walk once you are able. Light movement clears what's already there, so the valve isn't fighting alone. If your mouth feels sour, sip warm water in small amounts rather than big gulps. And if you have gum, choose sugar-free, non-mint. More saliva and more swallowing helps neutralize and wash acid back down. Cap the night with the boundary that matters the most. Leave 3 hours between your last bite and lying down. And keep 6 inches of elevation when you sleep. If time is tight, the left side plus elevation combination is your fallback. That's the rescue. Now let's train the system so you need it less often. Give the valve 3 focused minutes twice a day. First minute, slow nasal breathing with a soft hold and a longer exhale. You are waking up the diaphragm and asking the valve to hold steady. And second minute, Repeat the same pattern but hum on the exhale. The vibration naturally lengthens the breath, boosts saliva, and calms the nervous system. Third minute, posture and pressure. Stack your ribs over the pelvis, loosen the waistband, keep the chin easy, and take 5 slow breaths while gently drawing the lower belly inward about 10%. No crunching, just support. Think of this as a daily strength work for your small muscle with a big job. And to lock in those gains, weave 7 habits into your day without overhauling your life. After lunch and dinner, take 10 minutes of slow breaths. It's valve practice on repeat. Stay upright for an hour after meal and hinge on the hips instead of slouching. You are lowering abdominal pressure with posture alone. Track simple pairs in your pattern map. What you ate, when you lay down, your position, stress levels, and what happened next. Because patterns beat guesses. Shift more calories earlier, keep dinner lighter and lower in fat, and protect that 3-hour gap. Earlier is easier on the valve. And cool the evening plate. Favor cucumber, fennel, cilantro, mild yogurt, and lightly cooked vegetables. And obviously go easier on chilies, deep fried foods, and vinegar at night. Walk most days. Aim for 7,000 to 8,000 steps. Include protein at each meal and add 2 short strength sessions a week. Less visceral pressure means less upward push. And downshift before bed. Dim the screens. Take a 5-minute stroll and finish with 6 slow breaths or a few humming exhales. Calmer nights mean fewer escape events. And if you want an extra edge, layer in a few targeted tools. And alginate after meals or before bed creates a light gel raft that floats on the stomach contents and shields the esophagus during the riskiest window. It works locally and quickly and pairs well with elevation, walking, and breath work. You can choose non-mint flavors if mint triggers you. Check sodium if needed and give other medications a 2-hour buffer. Chewing non-mint gum for 10 minutes after high-risk meals is simple and surprisingly effective. A low dose of melatonin at bedtime can help if poor sleep and nighttime reflux travel together. But treat it as an adjunct, not a standalone fix. In tougher cases, a short, clinician-supervised trial of baclofen can reduce those surprise valve relaxations, though drowsiness is common. Magnesium gets pitched as cure-all. Food sources are fine, but high supplemented doses can backfire by loosening tools. When in doubt, return to positional therapy, 3 hours and 6 inches left side if you lie down. Some situations deserve tailored tweaks. During pregnancy, hormones loosen the valve and uterus adds pressure, so keep it gentle and mechanical. Smaller, earlier dinners, upright posture, loose waistbands, slow belly-led breathing, left side sleep with elevation. For older adults, saliva and clearance often dip and some medication relaxes the valve or irritates the esophagus. Again, keep the 3 and 6 rule. Use non-mint gum after meals. Take a brief stroll and ask your clinician which medications on your list might be part of the problem. If central weight is part of the picture, treat it as physics. Front load calories to breakfast and lunch. Keep dinner lighter and lower in fat. Keep up the daily steps and short strength sessions. And make left side sleep with elevation non-negotiable. If regurgitation is frequent, ask about a hiatal hernia. Mechanical problems benefit from mechanical solutions. A quick safety net so you don't miss what matters. Any heavy or crushing chest pain is an emergency. Call your clinician soon if you have trouble swallowing or food feels it sticks. If swallowing is painful, if stool or vomit looks black or bloody, if you are losing weight without trying, or if vomiting persists, and if heartburn or regurgitation happens 2 or more times a week, wakes you at night, or hasn't improved after a few weeks of this plan, it's time to loop in your doctor. Bring your pattern map, your dinner to bed gap, sleep position, triggers, and symptom scores make that visit far more useful. Now, a balanced word on PPIs. They're excellent at reducing acid and giving the esophagus time to heal. And for severe erosive disease, longer therapy at the lowest effective dose or surgery can be appropriate. The reason to avoid being on them forever by default is the set of long-term horizon risks and association that shows up in the literature. Low magnesium, higher risk of certain intestinal infections, and shifts in gut bacteria. If you have been on PPI for a while, don't stop abruptly. Taper with your clinician's guidance and pair that taper with the behaviors that make reflux events less likely in the first place. 3 hours from dinner to bed, 6 inches of elevation, left side sleeping, alleviate after dinner, and the daily breath routine. PPIs treat acid. Training and positioning treat the events. Use both thoughtfully. Let's end with a simple blueprint you can act on tonight. Choose one quick relief and one prevention. Relief could be left side with 6 inches and 10 belly breaths. Prevention could be the 3-hour dinner to bed boundary or the 3-minute valve routine before sleep. Open the Gutsphere app and log what you tried: meal size and fat, coffee or alcohol, stress level, position, dinner to bed gap, elevations, breaths, alleviate, and score symptoms at 10, 30, and 60 minutes, and again in the morning. Within a few days, your patterns get loud. 2 or 3 levers will move your nights more than anything else. That's your plan, not cases, not generic tips, data from your own body. If this gave you clarity, pass it to the friend who keeps antacids on the nightstand. The more of us who train the valve, the fewer midnight fires we fight. I'm Bimal. This is Gutsphere, making GI care accessible, affordable, actionable. See you in the app and the next video.